Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. Cause virtual is where we live, live, live.
What's up, YouTube? This is Paul from Mickey Tech Tips, and I just got done watching Intel's CES keynote online, and all I have to say is wow. The future of technology looks really bright. One of the main things that they talked about was the Curie. I think it's spelled like Curie, and basically what that does is tracks different kinds of stuff, and it's actually a size of a button. And it was tracking stuff like people doing parkour. It showed them moving. It showed the movement when they did that. They are going to use it for the X Games to be able to track stuff like snowboarding and stuff. They had it on BMX bikes, and they were doing flips. They even had it in women's clothing, just doing normal stuff, so the material knows how to react because it was like some kind of smart material or something. They also demoed Intel RealSense technology, which allows the computer to react, so it knows how to either 3D model or like avoid stuff if it's like the auto follow drone that they were showing, or even the Swagoid that they were riding, which turned into a robot, which they were able to add arms to by just connecting arms and saying add arms. That was really neat. They also talked about some new partnerships with like New Balance. What was else? They talked about a new Makerspace. Not Makerspace. It's actually a show called America's Greatest Makers, which comes out this spring, which is gonna show people that do maker type stuff that makes interesting inventions that you wouldn't normally think of. What else they show? They showed a bunch of different stuff that had Intel's technology in it. They showed a helmet that had an Intel Core M7 processor, which is the high-end Core M processor now. Because before they only had one Core M, which was called the Core M, which that's what's in my Dell Venue 11 Pro behind me. And now the 6th generation, they have the Core M3, the Core M5, and the Core M7. So I'm guessing the Core M7 is the best one you can get. And even though it's not as powerful as the Core, probably as i3 and up, it's still pretty powerful, the Core M series processors, because like that Venue 11 Pro, it works out great for everyday computing tasks. And they are showing this hard hat. I forgot to mention it was a hard hat that's being made by a hard hat manufacturer that started shipping out today. It had the Core M7 processor, and it had the RealSense technology, so they could do augmented reality, and it had like thermal imaging in it too, so they were able to detect problems before it became an issue without even having to touch like the pipes that they were servicing on in the demo and all sorts of stuff. They even showed a smart glasses that was able to attach to you that I don't think it has a display, but it just has an earpiece that tracks you that's being made by Oakley soon, and it'll be able to coach you like if there was a coach there, and it's like voice recognition, so you don't even have to touch it, and then it'll give you feedback, and it'll modify to your workout and stuff in your ear. So that's neat. I do not think it has a display, so that might be the only drawback, but even then, an audio-based smart coach that adjusts to you. You don't even have to be the greatest athlete. It still works. I think that's really neat. What else was there? They showed a gamer using the RealSense camera, and it removed the background without having to have a green screen, which is neat because then that might eliminate the need for green screens later on. They showed the Intel CEO being used with a... I bet I phrased that wrong. They showed someone using an Intel RealSense camera on like a 2-in-1 to put the Intel CEO into Fallout 4 as an avatar. So that was neat. They had all sorts of stuff. A lot of it was Curie based and RealSense based. The best one was the drone though, because it was following people without having to crash and stuff into obstacles, and so I was able to avoid the obstacles. That was the neatest one though. And I just think that Intel has really done a good job. Now, that's the whole reason why I stay with Intel, because they do so much improvement. In fact, that's why most people use them, because they really have dominated the market share. And even though AMD is still kind of there, AMD has not released anything great like Intel has. And like, even though AMD was making stuff for Intel way back in the early days, Intel has done a really good job at not having to depend on people anymore to third-party supply it like AMD was, and so they're doing it themselves. And like, that's one of the things. AMD was technically working for Intel and split off and try to copy Intel, and then AMD just is falling downhill now, and so eventually there might not be no AMD left. But the good thing with Intel, they're making money. Intel's very popular. A lot of computers use it. Some phones use it. The people that dominate in the phone market right now is Qualcomm, because they have the really good Snapdragon chips. But I think the Intel Atom processors will do good in phone chips too. I just don't think that they're that common, but I have seen them before. I've seen so much things with Intel, and this one was not anything really new. It was just a continuation on stuff. It's going to be neat seeing the future of Intel. So sorry about that, my camera ran out of room, but as I was saying, the future looks bright with Intel. I should be posting the notes that I took while I watched the stream. Now, keep in mind the notes are kind of bad, but you'll get the gist of it. I'll be posting them on paulmickey.com under the video section, and I'll even put a link down in the description to them. But I should be recapping all the keynotes for the next few days up until Saturday, which is the end of CES, and I will also be doing a live stream Saturday night, I think at 8 p.m. Central Time, to talk about what was neat at CES this year. So remember to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you turn on your post notifications so you can see all the coverage I have during CES. And like, I'll see you next time. So yeah, future's bright with Intel. I'll see you tomorrow night. I do not know what's tomorrow night yet.
Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. Cause virtual is where we live, live, live. Cause virtual is where we live.